Welcome to the Soggy Bottom Boys on their way to ancient Greece. It's your morally ambiguous Capricorn here, and I have a very special guest with me today. That's right, it's Mr. George Clooney. I know this isn't your normal audience, but I couldn't very well tell you that there wouldn't be a live studio audience or adoring fans. I'm morally ambiguous, hence the name, Morally Ambiguous Capricorn. Now say hi, George. What? No comment? Oh, okay. On to our next segment. First segment for today is the basic similarities between O Brother, Where Art Thou and the Odyssey. The most obvious similarity is the names of the characters. You have Ulysses and Penny in O Brother, Where Art Thou, and Odysseus and Penelope in the Odyssey. You then have One-Eyed Dan, who is supposed to be like the Cyclops that Odysseus faces, and he's there to trick the boys, and he eventually kills the frog that they happen to think is one of their companions. You also have the three girls singing at the river, and they're supposed to be the sirens that sing to Odysseus and his crew and to lure them into sleep and eventually kill them. In the movie, one of them goes missing, and that's similar to the Odyssey. You also have basic plot structure that's the same. You have Penny, who is the wife of Ulysses, and she's going to marry someone else. So Ulysses has to break out of jail to stop the marriage. And in the Odyssey, you have suitors fighting for Penelope's hand while Odysseus is away. So he has 1 year to get home to save off those marriages. You also have the trope of the wise old black man giving advice. Sadly, he is not portrayed by Morgan Freeman, although he may be responsible for the wise old black man card and Cards Against Humanity. This wise old black man is similar to Tiresias in the Odyssey, who prophesies that Odysseus will achieve his goal in the end, and that is getting back to his family. And then you also have the general theme that sleep heralds bad things. So Ulysses, people catch up to him while he's on the run. They burn the barn, the car gets stolen from them. Bad things happen, so the moral is don't go to sleep. Originally, the movie was supposed to have a Wizard of Oz feel because there's no place like home, and that's where Ulysses is trying to get. However, the script began to take on the feel of the Odyssey. However, the Coen brothers, Joel and Ethan, the writers and producers of the film, never actually read the Odyssey before they wrote the script. Instead, they read the graphic novel version of it. Despite having never read the epic, the Coen brothers still co-credited Homer as a writer on the screenplay. George, can you confirm that you signed on for the role of Ulysses before reading the script? Really? You're staying silent? Someone's being a diva because I don't have an audience for him. Not be the ancient Greek Odysseus on your way home after a 20-year break from married life, or the convicted felon Ulysses on the run to stop a wedding, but we all go through our own personal Odyssey. We lose ourselves only to start a journey to find ourselves again. There's no telling whether it'll take 4 days or 20 years, but we do find who we are or whatever you're searching for along the way. Like Ulysses and Odysseus, you will inevitably encounter obstacles along the way, but if Ulysses can escape a lynch mob and Odysseus can trick the Cyclops, and both can outlast the sirens, then you too can overcome the challenges that pop up on your Odyssey. My own personal Odyssey has been frightening and overwhelming, but ultimately liberating. This fall I wrote a novella. Whenever I had written before, it was just for me to read. I never thought I was good enough, so I refused to let others read my writing. But working in London this fall made me more confident, and I owe that to my own wise prophet because she pushed me to be me. And being me meant that I needed to write. Not only for myself, but others too. For the entire month of November, I sat down and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And yes, I was still scared to share that with the people I worked with since it was all about them, but I did, and it was probably the bravest thing I've ever done. I couldn't be more proud of how far I've come. That's all from your morally ambiguous Capricorn. I know you're only here for the promise of George Clooney, and he's here. He just didn't have anything to say apparently. Maybe my next co-host will be a bit more talkative.